Thank you, Jeremiah. It is unfortunate that we are meeting here under these circumstances, when these new premises are invaded by usurpers of power, those who pretend to be representing the people. But we, as you can see, are here. The Honorable Martha Karua, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, and other members of Azimio. We've come to the headquarters of one of our sister parties to show solidarity with members of the Jubilee party, led by the former President, Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. We have a statement that we want to communicate with the people of Kenya. And I'm going to go ahead and read this statement. We are here to make some quick but extremely important pronouncements on the state of the country, the ongoing actions by the Kenya Kwanza administration, and our plans as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party. First, we want to ask the people of Kenya to wake up. Wake up to the fact that the country is in serious trouble, and there is no reason whatsoever for anyone to imagine that things will get better. Kenyans need to wake up to this sad state of affairs. Everything we ever fought for and won is threatened. Kenya Kwanza administration has launched an all-out assault on our hard-won multi-party democracy. There is an all-out push by the Kenya Kwanza regime to kill other parties, buy and co-opt members of parliament into its ranks, and intimidate and bully all those that resist the administration's illegal, unconstitutional, and anti-democratic maneuvers. We have never seen this kind of spirited and swift assault on our democracy since the return of multi-party partyism in 1992. To add insult to injury, the assault on our democracy is being financed by taxpayers' money at a time Kenyans need those monies for life and death matters like hunger and education. Kenyans must wake up to this reality. We have noted the continued deterioration of the living conditions of the people of Kenya. At no time in our recent history have our people lived through so much hunger, desperation, frustration, and anger, while the government focuses on politics of survival and revenge. Drought and famine are ravaging people and livestock across the country. Even our treasured wildlife are dying in their hundreds. The prices of goods are at an all-time high. People are crying for basics like water, food, and medicine. Pastoralists are asking for hay. They want their dying livestock to be purchased by the government so that they don't lose everything to droughts. But Kenya Kwanza is neither listening nor getting it. More importantly, children are dropping out of school or failing to take up places in Form 1 because of school fees. We know no time in our recent history when there have been so many reports of qualified candidates appealing for help with fees or failing to take up their places in Form 1. By the regime's own admission, up to 30% of pupils have failed to take up their places in Form 1. That is a monumental failure of the government. That is a monumental national shame. Yet the monies that went into subsidizing secondary education and the cost of basic commodities were withdrawn by the Kenya Kwanza regime and are being channeled at buying political support and killing democracy in the country. It has never happened to this country in recent years. The rule of law and constitutionalism are under serious threat. We have seen the military being deployed in the north without the authority of parliament as prescribed in our constitution. Our constitution is clear that nobody can deploy the military without the express authority of parliament. That deployment, taken together with the crackdown on real and imaginary enemies of the regime, including former officials of the Jubilee government like Dr. Fred Matiang'i, should be of concern to every Kenyan. We are courting disaster. We are feeding a monster from which we are witnessing an extremely dangerous trend where investigators and prosecutors have merged in our country. When investigators and prosecutors merge, Kenyans should be very afraid because there can never be justice under such circumstances. We are calling out the Director of Public Prosecutions. Mr. Nuruddin Haji's conduct is unbecoming. He has become a huge threat to justice, the rule of law, accountability and good governance in the country. Haji must shape up or be shipped out. We have noted that despite our counsel, the Kenya Kwanza regime is hell-bent on proceeding to unilaterally and single-handedly reconstitute the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. This comes against the backdrop of the earlier illegal forcing out of 4 commissioners who disagreed with Mr. Fuller Chebukati over the presidential election results. A biased and partisan IEBC is being put in place. Kenyans know what such a commission has done to this country before. Once again, we are courting disaster. Kenyans, wake up. As a party, we remain unbowed. We refuse to be intimidated. We will not succumb to blackmail. The threat to our democracy, the regime's don't care attitude to suffering of our people, the attacks on the rule of law and constitutionalism, and the push to silence critical voices at a time the country needs them, are our reason to push back. To this end, our people's barazas shall continue. We confirm that we will hold baraza in Kisii tomorrow. We will have a people's baraza in Kisumu the next day on Saturday. Then we will proceed to Mombasa, the same on Sunday, 26th of February 2023. In between, we will hold interdenominational prayers at the Jivanji Gardens on Wednesday, 22nd February 2023. Extraordinary times require extraordinary action and resolve. We live in those times and we are prepared to act accordingly. End of statement. Yale tumesema kwa Kimombo imeleweka, naweza tu kuongeza kwa Kiswahili. Ati sisi kama wanaazimio tumehuzunishwa sana na hatua ambayo ilichukuliwa na wale wengine ambao walikuwa wanajifanya kama wajangili kuja na wakatoa amri ya kwamba Jubilee iendelee.